If crawling creatures freak you out, this scene is the ultimate test. What looks like a swamp completely overrun with parasites is actually a commercial leech farm. The footage shows a worker wearing rubber boots, taking a single step into the shallow water. Within seconds, hundreds of leeches completely cover the boot. Extremely sensitive to vibrations and heat, these parasites quickly detect the warmth of the human foot inside and swarm toward it looking for a host. A young cougar approaches a creek without realizing that just a few feet away, a deadly fer-de-lance snake is perfectly camouflaged and ready to strike. In the middle of a busy highway, these two bulls decided it was the perfect place for a showdown, bringing traffic to a complete stop. Now, the drivers have no choice but to wait for the fight to end. Chameleons are born with an incredible talent for hunting. Even at this tiny size, this baby moves with unbelievable caution to avoid being spotted by the flies on the table. Its eyes can move independently, allowing it to lock onto the prey and calculate the perfect striking distance. In Inner Mongolia, a loose camel decided to take on traffic and brought the entire highway to a standstill.
被车碰上，妈呀妈呀，妈呀妈呀，妈呀！
letting the buffalo know how he's feeling.
Oh, look at that.
When two of nature's real-life tanks cross paths,
Oh my
the
God.
tension kicks in
Oh.
immediately. This buffalo thought brute strength would be enough to challenge a rhino, but he seriously underestimated his opponent.
So that's what's going on right here. And Moose has two females.
Whoa.
So Moose is also trying to protect the females. So this is the agreement between males and females.
Wow.
So now he's got two.
Who says ruthless predators can't enjoy a vegetarian option? This little alligator decided to ignore its instincts and enjoy a refreshing slice of watermelon. Apparently, the new diet gets its full approval.
काय करू बाळा अंकित तेवटेन चल नाल तर खाची वयतल्या
This dog literally walked right over a baby deer hidden in the dry leaves and never even realized it was there. During their first few weeks of life, fawns rely on spotted coats that mimic sunlight filtering through leaves, and they produce almost no body odor. That incredible evolutionary combination gives them the perfect camouflage, fooling even some of the sharpest noses in the forest. Out here, courage isn't a choice, it's a way of life. In the heart of the savannah, Maasai warriors walk side by side with lions, showing that respect for wildlife is what sets the rules. Surrounded by a pack of African wild dogs, this hyena strategically backs into the mud. It's the only way to protect its rear from the pack's coordinated attack.
Well, one of them's going to get hurt, and the others are probably. Yeah.
A bald eagle and a fox decided to peacefully share a picnic table in Alaska. This unusual encounter looks more like a secret meeting between two of the region's top predators. Coyotes are known for being clever, opportunistic predators. But in the animal kingdom, the hunter can quickly become the hunted. That's exactly what happened here, when a herd of pronghorns finally had enough and chased this coyote for several minutes over a long distance. Although these herbivores are usually known for running away, they're also the fastest land mammals in North America. This time, they use that incredible speed as a group to corner the intruder and make it very clear who runs this territory. This bird was caught doing something surprisingly clever, rubbing a millipede all over its body. Some birds use this behavior as a natural way to repel lice and other unwanted parasites from their feathers. This is the magnificent king bird of paradise, Cicinurus regius, one of the most colorful and exotic species found in New Guinea. Males use their vibrant red heads and bright white chests to put on incredible courtship displays. While the owner was at the vet, this Greek tortoise somehow ended up stuck on its back. Luckily, its sister came to the rescue and managed to flip it over in just 15 minutes.
Ouh là 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 là. Oh, il y a de l'émotion. Oh, mon Dieu.
Voilà, il cavale le.
Oh putain, elle va sauter.
A massive cougar, also known as a mountain lion, was caught on surveillance cameras near Nova Friburgo in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. This predator, native to the Americas, is incredibly adaptable and can survive everywhere from dense forests to landscapes heavily altered by humans. An incredible sighting that shows just how powerful and beautiful the wildlife of the Atlantic forest really is. Sometimes, danger at the edge of a pond comes from the last place you'd expect. Bullfrogs are surprisingly bold and opportunistic ambush predators, capable of attacking almost anything they can overpower and fit inside their mouths. This starling thought it was safe near the shoreline, but became the target of a perfectly timed leap. As strange as it may seem, bullfrogs preying on small birds has been documented before.
Oh my God.
What looks like some bizarre organism growing out of the sand in Sydney is actually a giant inflatable sculpture called The Spot. The massive installation is designed to resemble a growing melanoma and was placed on the beach to warn people about the dangers of skin cancer. It's a shocking but clever example of using public art to grab attention and potentially save lives.
Borboleta cabeça de jacaré. Olha a cabeça dela igualzinha a cabeça do jacaré.
This bizarre-looking insect sitting on the hood of the car is commonly known as a peanut-headed bug or lanternfly. Scientifically called Fulgora lanternaria, it has a strange hollow projection on its head that resembles the face of a small reptile, an evolutionary form of mimicry believed to help scare away predators like birds and monkeys. Despite creepy local legends claiming its bite can be deadly, the reality is much less dramatic. This insect is completely harmless and feeds only on tree sap.
A divisão da boca. Que legal, cara. Olha que top, cara. Que massa esse bicho.
This owl just wanted a little peace and quiet, but the local birds decided to test every last bit of its patience. This group harassment behavior, known as mobbing, is used to drive predators away through constant physical and mental pressure. If you're enjoying the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 10,000 subscribers, and every single subscription makes a huge difference. With poor eyesight, this sea snake relies on touch to follow the moray eel's body until it reaches the head. One bite from its powerful venom, said to be many times stronger than a rattlesnake's, is enough to completely immobilize its prey. The razorfish has one of the fastest escape tricks in the ocean. The second it touches the wet sand, it dives headfirst and completely disappears within seconds. It's the perfect strategy for vanishing the moment danger shows up. Dozens of tiny crabs are released back into the wild straight from a plastic bottle. Within seconds, the babies scatter across the wet sand and head straight for the safety of the water. When a giant like this decides to go fishing, there's no question who owns the creek. This massive grizzly completely dominates the area and doesn't tolerate much competition nearby. Notice how the other animals, including that black wolf on the bank, keep a safe distance and decide it's not worth the risk. A wildlife photographer comes face to face with a massive tiger at the edge of a river. The big cat notices him, stares directly toward the camera, and then slowly retreats back into the vegetation. The power of the tides can create some incredible displays carved directly into the rock. This blowhole channels the pressure of incoming waves and blasts massive jets of water high into the air. When you rent a cabin in the woods to relax, but the neighbor decides to stop by unannounced, the bear nearly managed to pull open the glass door with its paw, but the man's quick reaction saved the day.
Because, like, what if he got in? Please stop.
Known for its vibrant colors and extremely short tail, the battler eagle is one of the most exotic-looking birds of prey on the African savanna.
Man zoomt das Wohnsack an.
A real race against the clock unfolded in rural China when a sudden storm threatened to ruin half a ton of rice drying in the sun. Working in perfect sync, the entire family rushed out with brooms and squeegees to gather the grain before it got soaked. In just 6 minutes, they managed to pile up and cover the entire harvest, saving months of work moments before the storm hit. This massive steel tank container suddenly imploded like an aluminum can under the crushing force of a vacuum. The collapse happened because liquid was pumped out, while the pressure relief valves remained closed. A driver had walked just a few feet from the tank moments before the blast, and luckily, no one was injured.
Dan gaat die bocht helemaal omtreden. Pop!
Whitney. Oh, wow.
What looks like a column of smoke rising near this dam is actually a massive tornado made up of millions of insects. This incredible phenomenon happens during mating season, when huge swarms gather near the water.
Don't miss me. They follow me. In the heart of the Danakil Salt Desert, small hot spring pools appear like colorful mirages. But despite their stunning emerald green color, these waters are extremely acidic and loaded with toxic minerals. This enormous muddy torrent plunging over the cliff
is the famous Cachoeira da Fumaça, or Smoke Falls, in Brazil's Chapada Diamantina. With an incredible 1,115-foot drop, the waterfall is usually little more than a fine mist, but intense rainfall transformed it into a display of raw power. As spectacular as it looks, this sudden volume of water is also a serious warning sign for dangerous flash floods in the region. Deep in the forest, the fight for survival can take some surprisingly ruthless forms. This incredible footage shows a female Asian coal raiding another bird's nest and swallowing an entire egg in one gulp. This behavior is part of its brood parasitism strategy. Removing the host's eggs helps give its own future chick a better chance of receiving all the food and attention from the unsuspecting foster parents. This traditional fishing method uses a bamboo platform strategically positioned in the current. Fish trying to move through the rushing water are carried straight into the trap. It's an incredibly simple and effective way to catch the day's meal. It looks like something straight out of a horror movie, but the ground really did begin bubbling and releasing thick sulfurous steam in the backyard of a home in Mexico. A geyser of boiling mud and water tore through the ground where a pig farm had been operating, and sadly, the animals couldn't survive the extreme heat. Geologists confirmed that this wasn't a new volcano forming, but rather intense hydrothermal activity beneath the area. Polishing underwater propellers is crucial for keeping massive ships fuel efficient. Industrial divers operate heavy, high-speed equipment while working under the intense pressure of the ocean. This artificial rat lure looks so realistic that the dog at the edge of the lake was completely confused. It couldn't take its eyes off the water, trying to figure out what was going on. If even the dog almost fell for it, imagine the fish. During a free dive in Hawaii, a swimmer named Jordan captured the exact moment he created a massive bubble ring. As the air rose through the water and the surrounding pressure dropped, the ring expanded until it was nearly the size of a person. With calm water and almost no current, the giant torus held its perfect shape before finally breaking apart. Cleaning mud off the tracks by spinning them like this definitely saves time, but it also creates one massive dust storm. What looks like a simple water channel carved into this dry mountain is actually a sophisticated stepped spillway fitted with impact blocks. These concrete obstacles break up the flow, reducing the speed of rushing water and passively dissipating its kinetic energy. Thanks to this design, violent storm runoff loses much of its destructive force before it can cause erosion or threaten nearby communities.
Smoothing concrete on a steep slope takes a whole lot of creativity and even more physical effort. It looks like something out of a fantasy movie, but this eruption from the Wandan Mud Volcano in Taiwan happened directly behind a dragon sculpture at a local temple. To safely burn off the flammable gas, workers ignited the vent, creating the unbelievable illusion of a real dragon-breathing fire. Thanks to quick work with excavators to redirect the mud, the spectacular event caused no major damage. Just seconds after a sewage truck dumped waste into the canal, this man decided the water looked perfect for a swim. Armed with a red jug and apparently zero fear, he cools off without a care in the world. Now that is one seriously indestructible immune system.
Типа кратера какого-то. А почему не смешиваются? Не смешиваются? Понял.
This is the stunning Geysernoi Lake near Aktosh, in Siberia's Altai Republic. Despite its name, the lake doesn't have a traditional geyser shooting hot water into the air. Instead, the constantly shifting circular patterns are created by underground springs pulsing beneath the lakebed and pushing up a mixture of blue clay and fine sand. At only about 6 feet deep, the water is incredibly clear, and the concentric patterns change shape over time. The lake is believed to have changed dramatically after a powerful earthquake struck the region in 2003, and its spring-fed waters can remain unfrozen even through the brutal Siberian winter.